So getting cranes in Transformers is nothing new. We've had it with Grapple. We've had it technically in the first episode with Holler, wherever he disappeared to. And we've had it with Hook for the Constructicons. But today we're going to look at one that turns into a base, sort of, kind of, with the Micromaster Transport known as Erector in the latest GotBot True review. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. I appreciate you dropping by. Check me out everywhere. Have a look at Machinery of Man, the Everything Factor. Of course, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Man, it's what all the cool kids are doing, you know? And this is Erector. He is an Autobot. And he's a little tiny truck that's hauling this great big crane. I don't even know if this would be able to happen in real life. You know, I don't know if this truck would have the power, but it does in Transformer reality, and that's all we really care about here, isn't it? It's cool. I like the mix of gray and yellow. It's very bright, and it certainly pops, but is it any good? Well, we're about to find out when we head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. So in order to add some variety to the Micromaster line and not have everything be sets of 4 little vehicles that are essentially the same thing, same tooling, with some remolding, things got jazzed up with these Autobot and Decepticon transports, which are indeed more than meets the eye. But I guess we saw that coming, considering that this is a Transformers line. And in this case, we begin things with the Autobot known as Erector. And I guess he was named that because he's a construction type of vehicle. This is a rather gigantic crane being pulled by a sort of a itty-bitty tiny cab. There's some great molded in detail and kind of specific detail on it, like windshield wipers on the cab, for example. Paint apps are, like, they're all right, I guess, for what it is. I mean, you know, it is what it is. The crane, it can turn all the way around. The actual crane piece, it can move, it can go down, it can come up that far. Like, there's a lot here that it can do, and I respect it for that. Now, essentially what we have are 2 parts here. And they can come up apart. Or they can stay together, by the way. Like, you know, if I hold this, like, he's not coming off, he's in there securely. We can, however, pick him up, and what we have is, we have like a little rounded kind of hole section here. That's actually the peg, and it connects up underneath into this hole underneath. That's like the latch, the hook, whatever you want to call it. So now we have the figure and the transport that turns into something in and of its own right. And though we're going to look at this little dude first, I just wanted to point out, if you look at the red windshield there, you can see that there are red wipers in there. Kind of amazing for something this small. Nevertheless, he does transform, and by himself he looks like this. He's just a weird little self-contained truck dude, and he can roll, like, he rolls fine, I guess. The conversion, as you would expect, is pretty easy. You stand the guy up, you flip the whole cab all the way around, you bring his little arms out, and you flip up his head. And that's him in his robot mode. As you might well expect, there's not a whole lot of articulation here. The arms can go around. Now, here's the interesting part. Unlike a lot of the other Micromasters, he can't get in a seated position because his hips can't go forward. And though his knees are pinned, I can't really get them to flip back. Now, this isn't mine. This belongs to friend of the channel, Wayne, who's letting me take a look at it. So I don't want to push it, but they do, oddly, flip forward like that. I don't know why that would be. I don't know. So, all that being said, you know, here he is in his little robot mode, and he looks pretty cool, I guess, but he has more than just this mode now, doesn't he? We have this little cab piece, and to be fair, you look at it here, and it's kind of back a little bit. It's because I want to make sure we have enough room, because this actually kind of really sort of opens out a fair amount, and I want to make sure we have the room for it. Don't worry, we will see it closer after, but it's a nice little crane section. We can fold back that piece, and it shows us a blaster on top. And I guess, I don't know, we'll turn that around for now. By the way, this whole piece can come unpegged if you're so inclined. I don't know why you would want to take it out, but you can if you want. Then you can come to the sides here. No, sides here. And flip these out. There are hinges up right here. You flip these out, and when you do that, you can flip that black piece up, and this little black stabilizer leg down. Same on the other side with the stabilizer leg down, and this black piece up. Then we come to this section right here, and we bring the yellow up, and then we bring up this gray piece, and it brings out another like set of blasters that I guess you have to aim up, because otherwise they would like kind of fire into this blaster here. And I will note that we have I probably can't even see it, we have a little weird kind of almost rounded rectangular piece there. There's a little notch on the feet of the Micromaster figure so that he can slot in over that. I'll show you the notch, and then we'll slot him in position, and you can see the kind of full base mode then. The weird little foot notch piece is right there. And this is one of those times when the Decepticons would be well advised to stay away. They could be blinded by these, I guess, huge spotlights, I suppose they're intended to be. If there's somebody coming directly at him, they could be blasted by this, which can slightly move left and right. Not a lot, but a little bit. Or they can even be blasted out of the air by these two anti-aircraft cannons, I guess. And of course, he's shielded from behind by this piece. Here's the thing, when we talk about the paint apps, I'm going to say they're 10. I mean, the detailing is fantastic on this guy. When we talk about the conversion, it's pretty easy, but interesting, and there's no parts forming. For a G1 figure, though you can remove stuff, you don't have to. 10. It's easy, it's fun, and it gives you a cool looking little base that we can incorporate with other things like, oh, I don't know, like my ultimate Autobot base. If you've ever seen that thing, when I looked at Ultima Guard, everything to do with Ultima Guard, that was a long review. I showed this massive ultimate Autobot base at the time, and it had a number of like leader class figures and Voyagers. It also had Metroplex, Ultima Guard, and Fortress Maximus, all included as one big base. Maybe something like this could also be included there. If you're interested to see this huge Autobot base, it is in episode 409, and because it was such a huge review, I'll say this: if you go to timestamp of 1 hour and 33 minutes, I know, trust me, I know, you will see the ultimate Autobot base. And I kind of call it the final evolution, and I give my closing thoughts on Ultima Guard. So it's episode 409, and the timestamp to see that base as it kind of was last represented would be at the hour 33 mark. Yeah, I know, it was a long review. Nevertheless, this guy's pretty cool, and I could easily see incorporating something like this into something like that. So we had a 10 for paint apps, we have a 10 for transformation. Now the articulation is pretty lacking. I mean, the Micromaster, his knees move the wrong way, he can move his arms. Now I guess the battle platform here, it can move all right, but it's not even really like good articulation by Micromaster standards. I'm gonna say it's about 4, but the fact that we have this whole kind of base thing really sort of brings it up to about a 6, because it's just fun. Here's the thing. The articulation is definitely not stellar here, but the base is so much fun that I don't think it really needs to be. I would be so down for getting these bases updated in the Siege line, and who knows, maybe before it's all said and done, we will see just that. Overall score for this guy, it's easily a 6 or 7. Honestly, just for fun factor, I'm going to say it's 10. They're fun, and there's more of them to come. And here we are, and here is Erector, although I do need to up that little head of his. I think this is such a cool idea. I love this thing. I mean, I can't grade it fairly. I mean, it's G1, so it's its own thing, but like, I've never encountered these before. This is such fun, even now. Like I said, I'd love to see it incorporated with my ultimate Autobot base. And who knows, maybe, depending on my mood, depending on the time, by the end of everything, maybe we'll see it. Who knows? Anything can happen. I love the idea. I love the concept. I'd like to see it revisited. Anyway, let me know what you think about these guys. I think that they're a slam dunk myself. You know I appreciate you dropping by, giving me some of your very valuable time, and I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit right here inside the videos.